Yes. So if you look at Nifty, what's happening with Nifty right now, right? If you see Nifty, if I go a little zoom out, obviously we were in a very bad negative run on Nifty for a very long period of time from September, as you all aware. It was a very, very bad run. But right now, Nifty has done a very good but very fast extended rally from the bottom. This was after the Indo-Pak tensions that came up. From there, we have done a very fast move completely towards the higher end, right? Which is again not a very great story, because you ideally want the market to go up smoothly and not this quickly. But if you look at the market, it has gone up very, very, very aggressively. And you can see also in the last few days, if you have noticed, that the market is consolidating over here, because this has been a previous zone where the market has consolidated a lot of times, right? Now, if I just show you, if you look at this, the market has taken resistance in this zone completely for a long period of time, and this always happens, right? So now we need a lot of energy to come in the market back to start boosting it. Now, how many of you all saw the GDP data that came out today? How many of you all saw the GDP data that came out today? Right? What is your opinion on what is your take on this GDP data? Now, the GDP data, which was supposed to be around 6.8 or something like that, the estimate, the GDP data actually came out at 7.4. Now, when things like this happen, when the GDP data comes out in 7.4, a lot of people start asking questions as to, I mean, I know a lot of people were celebrating that the GDP data came to 7.4, but I think we should be a little more smart and understand why the GDP came out that high. Now, obviously, I don't want you guys to get overexcited just by looking at the number and saying, yes, GDP data is good, that means the market's going to go up and everything like that. Relax, because the GDP data, if you actually understand, there's this beautiful article that was created much before the GDP data actually came out, where they had actually predicted that India's GDP data is expected to surge to 7.5 from the 6.2 of previous quarter. And it is also very clearly written that you should not be too overexcited about this, because there has been a big change on this, right? This is mainly because last year they didn't do a lot of expenditure, and the second half of this year the expenditure got pushed quite drastically, right? So we have done a lot of capex coming in, mainly in the agriculture space. So you can see these fiscal dynamics in conjunction with agricultural growth almost doubling in the second half explains the variations across the two halves. So basically what has happened is, in the first fiscal, or in the first half, we did not push a lot of growth into the system. But right now, I don't know if you guys have been aware of what RBI is doing with the OMO injections, with the money being pushed into the market. What the hell? Someone called Kim Jong saying North Korea has one of the highest GDP. Great, man. I think you're far behind, but it's okay. I think we're far ahead if you're really the supreme leader from there. But yeah, see, GDP data is great to understand why. Why is GDP data good? There's very simple reason why GDP data is very important for any country, is because we want the foreign capital to come and start investing in India, right? Obviously, you remember our famous FIIs came and left us during one particular period of time, right? You remember that at this point, FIIs left us. Do you know that the FIIs have started coming back quite aggressively right now into the market, very aggressively coming back into the market, and we're very close to our all-time high. Yes, I don't think we can say the same for all the other indexes, because this is Nifty. If you look at the small cap, in fact, in the last few days, you will see that the Nifty is not moving, but the small cap index started moving. And you see the small cap index also has come to its halting zone. There will be a little consolidation over here. You will get some time to average out, and then it will start moving up towards the all-time high that it had made in the past, right? In fact, how many of you all here who are watching this live stream, how many of you all here are aware of stars? My stars portfolio that I had created on Jan 2nd. Do you guys remember it? Can somebody tell me in the comment section what was my lowest point of that portfolio? There was a point where I'd reached the lowest point in that portfolio, right? During this horrible movement, it had fallen here. I'd invested somewhere around here, I think. No, not even here, over here, Jan 2nd, and it was here. Do you know what it was at this point? It was approximately minus 33%. Minus 33%. Can somebody guess what it is as of today in just a span of 2 months? And I still remember minus 33. I remember so much hate was coming my way. A lot of people are like, you don't know what you're doing. How did you not predict that the market would fall? Like, as if anyone else could predict. But it's okay. All you have to be like, patience, patience, patience. Keep looking ahead. Keep going ahead. And as of today, that same portfolio has come to minus 13.3%. That same portfolio has come to minus 13.3%. How is that? What a relief rally. And it's not over, because if you look at all the companies that was there in stars, and if you look at the results that have come out, the results have been phenomenally good for almost all companies. In fact, Novama also came out with the result recently, and that also came out quite impressive. So that is what I'm saying. So in the whole market, the main thing that you should focus on is to cut down the noise from the public and have that faith in your own research, and just wait. Just wait. Abhi minus 13 hai, matlab thoda time ruko. My take is by Diwali, somewhere around October, we'll be positive in that. And I remember I told this very clearly when it was falling, that this will come in profit and I will only exit in profit, right? So that is on route to becoming profitable. But yes, I cannot average most of the stocks, or I cannot delete most of the stocks right now, because two stocks are profitable and they've become green, but they're amazing stocks, so I don't want to remove them at this point. But we will look at other stocks in the market that are doing really well. And if you look at this relief rally, there is a lot of confusion happening in this rally as well. What is going to happen in 2025? We have half a year left. What is going to happen in this half a year? So let us understand first what sectors have done really well in the last few years, right? Last few months. What sectors have been doing well? Now, there's one sector that all of you guys have heard about, which is defense, right? But let's look at this in a more deeper understanding. Let me just go here. Yeah. So look at this sector analysis that is here. Now, if you look at most of the sectors that are near 52-week high, near 52-week high, matlab, they're almost close to that high that they were there. 9% is with financial services, right? Financial services is one sector that has rebounded really well, mainly your NBFCs. If you see, companies like Bajaj Finance has already taken a breakout and has started moving into its new direction. I don't know what is going on with BSE, but BSE is doing extremely, extremely well in the market. It is little overextended. I would not say it is not overextended. It is definitely overextended. But if you look at the number of stocks that are doing really well, these are a mix of other stocks, but really good movement is happening in financial services. Recently, we saw a lot of movement happening in the chemical space, mainly in the specialty chemical space. And if you look at the companies in the specialty chemical space, you will see that in the last few months, it was doing really bad, like your Pine Industries or SRF, and all these companies were doing bad in the last few months. But now they have started doing a rebound process, because there is some change again happening in China. And if you remember, Camlin, one of the stocks that recently went up too high was Camlin, India Glycol. These companies started going up really well. If you look at the 1 month return of this company was 42%. 42% in 1 month. 36%, 32%. Solar Industries, Privy doing a turnaround, 17%. I think this is Garware High Tech, 47%. So huge amount of growth coming in this chemical space. Again, it's very important for us to understand why this growth is happening, from where is it coming from, and is this sector now moving into a new zone, which is going into a positive momentum zone, right? So as I said, analyzing sectors is so important to understand where the game is going in. But as I would say, I don't think the market is going up smoothly across all sectors. I wouldn't go ahead and say that everything is doing well, but definitely some pockets are doing extremely well. Yes, Geo Finance also, who said that? Raj Parekh with Geo Finance also started doing really well. If you remember, Geo Finance was not doing well at all, but recently, let me just share my screen. Look at this. This is Geo Finance. This purple line is the 200-day moving average, right? Geo Finance had taken a massive dip, and now Geo Finance has done a very, very, very impressive fast rally. Now, obviously, we all don't know what Geo Finance even till date does. Absolutely have no idea what they do. But it is becoming very interesting that this sector or something is happening in this space that is also creating a nice buzz, right? Coming back to this, let me show you the indices of the market. Now, you will see some sectors doing a very clear reversal versus some sectors trying to make a reversal, and I'll show you that. So auto sector has done a good bounce back. As you can see, auto sector has done a good bounce back, but now it's consolidating, right? Again, if you go down, in IT is rebounding, but again, it's gone into a consolidation zone. If you look at companies like TCS, Infosys, they've currently gone into a consolidation zone. They're not moving as fast as they would. But if you look at companies like Persistent and Coforge is still moving, but Persistent, because of the United Health issue that happened in US, and apparently United Health is one of their biggest customers of Persistent, people have started making a slowdown over there as well, right? Coming here, you can see that media and entertainment has started coming into a very positive zone. Look at this. Media and entertainment has taken a nice rally. Metals, I think the rally is almost over. I think it's got overextended. Real estate is doing really well. And if you see companies like Prestige, Shobha, in fact, DLF recently started shooting like crazy, right? This is something that I was looking at it from an intraday standpoint as well. As you can see here, I've taken some trades in the past, but you see how DLF has moved. Look at this. Look at how DLF has moved, right? Let me just remove these arrows. But this is how DLF has been moving in the last few days. Beautiful rally, taking support from 200-day moving average and then just shooting up, and it's even broken its past resistance. So now it's going to go up to its next resistance very slowly. And it's not just DLF. A lot of sectors, a lot of companies in this sector have started doing well. And even if you look at the GDP data that came out, the one thing that they're saying that they're very positive about for growth in 2025-26 is the real estate space. So real estate space is definitely going to be something to look at. Now, if real estate space does well, can you tell me in the comments which proxy companies, which is proxy to real estate, will also start doing well? So all your, ideally your paints company has to do well, but the listed paint company are already fighting for margin. So that's one problem going on there. Your piping space will do well. Your wiring space will do well. ACs will continue to do well, because this is something that a lot of people don't understand, that if the real estate space does really well, your AC demand automatically starts going up, right? How does this happen? Because every time there is, let's say, 1,000 flats coming up in one society, 3 BHKs, let's give it in a simple understanding. If 1,000 flats come up in one area and they all have 3 BHKs, usually what these rich people do, either they'll have AC in all rooms, or they will have AC in the hall and one bedroom, or they will have 4 ACs in the house, which is a bit of overkill. I myself have 2 ACs at home, right? So you see, if there is 1,000 houses coming up or 1,000 flats coming up, the number of ACs you can do average of at least 1 to 2 average will come up in that space. And this is something that is constantly growing in India. It is not stopping right now. It is only going up. So that is why you saw recently your Voltas, your Blue Star, all of these companies also started shooting up quite drastically, right? Yes, Anantraj is now doing a recovery. It wasn't doing a recovery, but now it is doing a recovery. But it's coming up slowly. It took its own time. It took its own time. You see, financial services is currently at a very interesting point. They're almost close to a breakout. They're doing a very nice consolidation, tight setup, very close to a breakout. Nifty Bank is waiting to like blast and go ahead. And think about it. If our GDP has to do well for the next 4 years or even 3 years, the banking sector is going to enable that, and the NBFC sector is going to enable that. Only 2 sectors are going to enable this, right? That is why you see the PSU banks are doing well, your private banks are doing well, your NBFCs have started rebounding as well. So many NBFC companies that were not moving at all have suddenly started moving and started going up into a nice place. Energy is obviously doing well. And energy, there are some companies that are very, very, very shocking, right? Like, for example, look at this. This is the energy index, and the energy index has just started taking a U-turn. Now, very, very, very interesting point over here. How many of you all are seeing what is happening with Reliance Power? Did you guys see what's happening with our power? Look at this. Anil Ambani Group, Reliance Power. Some mad rally going on in Reliance Power. They're literally winning all the deals that are possibly there in the market. Sterling and Wilson, which is Mukesh Ambani's company, is also winning a lot of deals, gave a splendid result, but the stock price is not going up. But Reliance Power is going up quite drastically because there's a massive turnaround that is happening. The debt has decreased quite drastically. So a lot of new things coming up in this space, which is, again, even if you look at Suzy, it seems, Suzlon, wait. Suzy is the old market name for Suzlon. Suzlon also has started making its comeback journey, right? Ideally, your other new age companies like, what is that, KPI Energy, KPI Green, they are supposed to be doing well, but problem with KP Energy and KP Green is they are going and diluting their shares too much to raise new money into the market, right? That is something that is diluting a lot of shares, creating more shares, and that is why the share price is going down. Our power seems like a pump and dump. I don't think it's a pump and dump, because by now the dump should have started. It's not started yet. And it's not just pump and dump. If you actually look at our power, let me show you here. Definitely it's been pumping, right? Definitely it's been pumping. I'm not saying it's not being pumped, right? But the dump would have happened a long time ago. And it's not just that. I'll show you something. Look at this. So number one, they have started increasing their sales here, okay, and their profits have gone from negative 2,000 to positive 2,000. And the main thing is their reserves have gone up from 7,500 to 12,000, and their borrowings have gone down from 23,000 to 15,000. And they're getting a lot of benefits to do this as well, and a lot of their things has been gone out completely, and that is why they're doing really well. So it is not a pump and dump, if you really ask me, but yes, it is a special situation play that is happening in the market. and that is why you see a change or a shift happening in the entire market, right? So this is something that you should again definitely be aware of. Another sector that is doing really well is the gold sector. Yes, we have the industry leader Titan coming out with very good result. Did move quite drastically. Your Sky Gold came out with a good result. Everyone in the gold space have come out with a good result. So that is going to continue to do well. So if you ask me, two sectors for sure that should do really well in 2025 is your gold space, number one, and your real estate and real estate proxy. These are three spaces that is already going to do really well, and you can see it with the results. If you go to screener and if you actually go check all the results that recently came out and filter according to greater than 5,000, you will see Senco Gold came out with a good result, massive EPS jump. Look at this crazy EPS jump, right? You will see TVS, okay result, not a great result. Prestige, not a great result. Coming down. Procter and Gamble, good. I just saw another. See, development constructions will continue to do well. NBCC is doing well. NBCC is a company that recently was picked up by Quant Mutual Fund also, right? Bajaj Auto also gave a good result. I mean, going up. Lumax Auto gave a crazy result. So that's what I'm saying. The market is going to go up right now, but it's going to go up in pockets. And it is very important for you to be in the right place at the right time to capture this sector growth. It is not going to be a complete sector overhaul. It is going to be a small growth, but it is going to happen in different pockets, different segments, right? Let me also look at some questions that what people are talking about as well. Sorry, banking going to go good? Yes, Rahul, banking is going to go good. Definitely it's going to go good, and it will continue to do well. I would say it will continue to do really well going forward, right? So banking, there is absolutely no problem in the banking space. We are going to see a nice rally, and I don't know why BSE is doing some crazy rally as well. BSE is the only thing that I'm saying is like just insane. What is this rally? Yes, it has to come down now. It has gone up a bit too much today. A little bit of over excitement, but it has gone up a bit too much. But again, this is something that needs to understand. Let me take a few more comments from this. Good question by Jaskaran. Why is VBL falling down? Let's look at it. Right? So VBL has been going down in the last few days, and mainly from here. Once the result came out, the result was also positive. But after the positive result, also the market, I mean, not giving it a good premium. It took rejection from 200-day moving average, which is a scary sign. I would not say it is a very positive sign, taking rejection from 200-day moving average and in a continuous downtrend. Two reasons for this. Number one, the result was good, so no problem with the result. I'm positive that the next quarter result will also be good, so there is no problem until next quarter, because then the market will take it up. Two problems with VBL. One is that the valuation was quite high, which is now creating a cool down effect slowly, because it also ran up so much in the last few years. So there's a cool down effect happening. Second, they were doing two acquisitions in South Africa, which now got cancelled, and a lot of that acquisition's revenue was already fed into the price. So now, because that acquisition got cancelled and they're re-looking at it, the entire premium from that price is now getting slowly eroded, nothing else, right? So that is what is happening here, and it's not moving very drastically. It is moving very slowly. It will come to a fair gap where you will see now, maybe from here you will start seeing the buying kick in. But yes, it has gone down. Not saying it has not gone down. It is a scary sign. It has taken rejection from 200-day moving average. Coming to another question, somebody asked, what about PG Electropast? Now, see, PG, I'm not too worried, because PG does this normally. See, when it breaks 200-day moving average is when I will get scared of PGL. See, PGL, if you've looked at the company and you looked at the management, you will understand that they've always beaten the guidance. They've given some guidance and they've beaten the guidance. They've given some guidance, and now I even feel that they purposely give slightly lower guidance so that they can come and beat the guidance and get a lot of shabashi towards the end of the day. So I don't see anything fundamentally wrong with this. Yes, it is an overvalued company. It will go up, it will go down more aggressively than others. So I don't think there is anything fundamentally wrong with PGL, but I think it's completely fine. And in the long term, I don't think there should be an impact as of today, because if you look at Dixon, they're still doing well. The only problem, another negative sign of PGL, was that the promoter recently sold a huge amount of stake, because they'd also done a QIP recently, right, where they issued shares to raise money as well, right? But the person who bought the stake from PGL, from the promoters, was Motilal Oswal and the government of Singapore. And the government of Singapore entered now. This is their buying price. That means ye thoda lamba race chalega. It is not a small race. Ye lamba race chalega, right? So that is what it is. Let me take some questions now. Coming to Hemant's question, shall we enter defense? Boss, see, defense, yes. It is doing a very good rally, no doubt about it. And because of this Indo-Pak tension that got created with defense, it is going to create a slightly longer term rally. It is not a short term rally. But problem क्या होता है ना अपना market में, if you look at India, we buy things too soon and we buy things too fast and we overestimate things when it comes into that space. So if you're buying defense today, you're buying at the absolute peak. You look at any company, okay? You saw what happened to Mazda Doc today. The result came bad. It just took a huge beating. See, whenever you're buying away from the moving averages, right? Look at this. This is the 20-day moving average. If you buy too far away from the moving average, please understand, according to the concept of mean reversion, which is something that is very, very common across the world, the price will revert back to the mean. So if it goes up like this and you buy here, it will come down. Right now it's gone up here. I will not even touch the stock here until it comes back down. It has to wait and then maybe let it break out again, and then I will re-enter that stock. But right now you've missed the bus. Now you're trying to catch the bus at the last stop, and then the bus will take a U-turn and come back down. And you can see the buying pressure has actually gone away. Not just BDL, BHEL, you look at BEL, right? You look at HAL. See, BEL is already reversing. You look at HAL, already reversing, right? They will come back down. But I'm not saying that this is a trend that is over today. Nahi, khatam nahi hua hai. Ye lamba chalega. This will go on for a while. Let it come down, let it consolidate, let it chill out a little bit, because orders are coming. Also, there is another big problem in defense, which some of you guys are, I don't know if you guys have read this. Have you guys read this news about the privatization of defense? Have you guys read this news about the privatization of defense? Do you know that HAL, who is supposed to make all the aircrafts of India, are actually delaying the orders of the aircraft? And because of that, the news has come about, look at this. Because of that, HAL private firms to compete for AMCA prototype and AMCA prototype contract. So AMCA is this, I think, Gen 5 aircraft or something that they were making. The DRDO has already given the 5th generation aircraft, stealth fighter, which is going to rival your, the, what is that, SU, shit, I forgot, F-35 and Suk 30 or something like that, right? So this is going to rival that, and the DRDO has already prepared the designs. But what they're saying now, the government of India is saying that we want the private sector to come into this, whether it's your Tata, whether it's your Reliance, whether it's your Adani. Adani already has defense, Tata already has defense. So they want these people to come and start, taking part in this, because they will give the order fast and it will not be held up because of companies like HAL, which is taking its own sweet time to deliver these products, right? So be aware of this, because this can affect your existing defense companies, because the private sector defense companies have not yet come out with their IPO, right? So please be very careful about it. Coming to this. Also, guys, I cannot give buy or sell recommendation. I'm still not yet registered, so please don't ask me about buy and sell. I'm only looking at companies and telling you what news I've heard in the market, right? Motherson Sumi, yes, gave a good result. What about Motilal? Motilal also gave a very good result. I mean, it was not a good result, but an okay result. But the core business was good, and that is why you saw Motilal as well did really well, and it did actually go up, right? Chemical space, housing space, already, yes, I already told this. Coming to CDSL. CDSL problem hai yaar, matlab it is now peaked out, absolutely peaked out. Yeah, that is why it fell down so much. The growth is going to stabilize. The result has come out bad. It's not bad, but it is peaked out. Look at this. CDSL is sitting at 60 PE, which is way, way, way too high, right? First of all, even if you look at it from a history standpoint, it is very, very, very high. Not a very good time to like look at this company right now, right? And you will see that the result is now peaking, and it is actually now coming down because things are changing. The market dynamics have changed. So I don't think this is a very apt time for CDSL. There are much better companies in the market. Now, I know a lot of you guys will be like, Shashank, what about other companies like KFin or CAMS? You should go look at, I don't know if you've seen this, but SOIC, Ish Mohit's channel, has done a beautiful comparison between KFin and CAMS. You should go check that out. Again, KFin is doing really well right now, but they're again fueled by acquisitions, whereas CAMS is not fueled by acquisitions. And also they have different genres, right? Like KFin is catering to a different set of audience. CAMS is catering to a different set of audience. So you should definitely go check his video out. It's a very, very nice video that he's explained everything about, right? Hotel space, no problem. Continuing. Sami, yes, Sami gave a good result. IHCL gave a good result. So absolutely no problem in that space as well. Yeah, in fact, if you want to keep updated, because I keep posting this a lot in my YouTube community as well, so if you want to keep updated, you can join this, where I keep talking about what my swing trading positions are. I'm very heavy on IT, sadly. I talk about what my portfolio looks like right now. So a lot of small things I keep getting up to, result updates. So whenever there's a result update comes out, I make a detailed post about that result and what is going on with the market. I keep giving regular updates about everything. So if you want to be a part of that community, you can go check it out. Basically 3 to 4 posts every week we will be putting, and then in July onwards videos will also start coming in that community. So it's very engaging, very interesting. Data center stocks hype is almost dead, honestly. If you really ask me, data center thoda theek hai. In fact, now the US market is finally rebounding, finally. So the US market will start doing well, because they were not doing well in the past at all, right? Let me take some questions. KRN Heat, I think it's a very long-term play, Ishan. I don't think it's a short-term play. I think it's a long-term play. Uh, no update on KIOL. I'm not tracking that at all. Why a sudden rally in Prudent? Very interesting. So I don't know why the sudden rally, because no data has come out yet. But I know Prudent has gone up again. Same problem, bit too fast. It will come down, revert to mean. But huge buying has come. But you need to understand something fundamentally different with Prudent compared to other companies. Look at this, right? So Prudent obviously is a company that has grown in the past, last 3 years, last 5 years, last 10 years. It's been a grower all the time. Every year, 2022, 76%, 18%, 130, and now 6%. It'll end this year obviously positive. So Prudent is a company that has been doing well. And the main reason is not just its revenue. If you see the revenue, Prudent has never given a bad year. And it is a massive cash flow generator as well. So that is why it is doing well. The reason why it goes up so much and so fast is because the public barely has any stake in Prudent. So please understand, whenever Prudent goes up, it is because some institutional or DII or FII is buying it, right? Not because of anything else. And you see that the public shareholding is actually only 5.95. So there's barely any public shareholding in this company. And most of it is absorbed by the DIIs and FII. DIIs, in fact, hold so much stake in Prudent. And just now, Kotak Emerging Scheme has taken some nice equity in March 2025. That is why you see that some of the rally has come from these DIIs basically buying, right? Nothing else. These are some DIIs buying, nicely pumping it up and taking long-term positions mainly, if you really ask me, right? So that is why Prudent has been going up. Chalo, let me take one last question. Kirloskar not checking. Rally on Wellspun not checking. Let me take one nice question from someone from the members community. If you want to ask a question, we can take it up. Hospitals have done really well. If you really ask me, hospitals have done phenomenally well. So no problem with hospitals at all. No problem with hospitals at all. Really well, good going with hospitals. In fact, if you see NH, Narayana Hrudayalaya has also given a wonderful result. NSE IPO versus BSE. Very, very, very nice question by somebody. Where did that go, man? Good one. Anand Matthews, good one. NSE IPO versus BSE. So look at this. NSE and BSE are in a nice fight. Beautiful fight, because NSE thought that it is the Maharaja of all times and nobody can come and rival NSE, and they thought NSE will forever be like the biggest badass in the market. But sadly, what happened is, from nowhere, BSE started competing, because in India there's a lot of these intraday traders and day traders and normal traders, expiry traders, highly ambitious people spending money in this market, right? So BSE had 0% market share. So from 0%, I think they've come up to around 17, 18%. And people know this, that it is going to continue and this is not going to stop. So the 17% will go up to maybe 25, maybe 30, maybe 35 in the near future. Now, obviously, when these two are fighting, SEBI comes to intervene and SEBI says, boss, you cannot fight. So we will only give 2 days of expiry, because NSE started changing the expiry. Then BSE started changing their expiry dates for options and futures. So now SEBI has come out and said there's only going to be 2 days for option expiry, which is going to be Tuesday and Thursday. So you guys have to tell me who wants Tuesday and who wants Thursday. Now everyone is battling for Tuesday, because Tuesday is the start of the week, so they want that expiry to happen. So everyone's battling for Tuesday. So this ye chalta rahega, ye time pass chalta rahega market mein. But Definitely it is good for BSE from a longer standpoint, and that is why you see that BSE is just on this mad rally, mad run, and it has given insane amount of returns in the last few months. But right now BSE is slightly overestimated, right, slightly overvalued as well, and it is pushed up to its highest form right now. So that is why I would be definitely careful about this. Okay, is that fine? First of all, I want a quick feedback from you guys. Two things. One, please click on the like button, because it's been 30 minutes and nobody's clicked on the like button. So, utna to karo. For all the people who are watching, might not have subscribed, no problem. But like button mein click karne mein, it is absolutely free and there's no problem clicking on the like button. So please do that. Second thing, do you like such lives? Because then I can start doing this maybe once in 2 weeks. I can do a live like this where we come, take a market update, look at a bunch of stocks, look at some companies with good results, bad results. So if you like it, please let me know in the comment section as well. And obviously more and more videos will be coming out on this channel, so please subscribe to it if you haven't. Okay, awesome. So I don't want you to waste time. I want you guys to go back and watch the Mumbai game. I think Bairstow has gone absolutely crazy, but now he's out, and now Rohit Sharma is going crazy. So I want all of you guys to go watch the match, relax, chill out, enjoy, and have fun. Thank you for your time, guys. This is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. Take care. See you guys. Bye bye.